This is the Velvet Sword of St. Trina, and this is Thiollier Needle. Both of these weapons can put your enemies into a deep sleep. In this video, I'll show you how to get this weapon, the Talisman St. Trina's Smile that boosts attack when sleep is in the vicinity, and the correct way to do Thiollier Questline, which has a ton of rewards linked to St. Trina if done right. You'll first meet Thiollier at a site of grace called the Pillar Path Cross, which is in the gravesite plain. If you don't know how to get here, well, we can just go right from the castle front in front of Castle Ensis, and you're just going to head towards the southeast direction. If you subscribe to my videos, this pathway of going this direction should be pretty simple for you, but of course there's always new viewers watching, so in case you're new to the game, just follow along and hit that subscribe button so next time you'll know exactly what to do. And then you unlock the Pillar Path Cross, where you'll find Thiollier for the first time. Now, this next thing that you can do with Thiollier is not mandatory and is an optional side step that you may want to do. After you meet Thiollier, you can go talk to Moore, who's located at the main gate cross site of grace. And when you talk to Moore, he's going to give you black syrup that you can give to Thiollier. When you go back to Thiollier after that, he's going to then give you a concoction, an item that can put down even dragons to sleep, which can be used on a dragon priest in another questline where I have an entire video talking about that, which will ultimately lead you to get an incantation and a spirit ash. But let's get back to this quest. Now, in order to progress Thiollier Questline, you're going to have the Great Rune of Miquella be broken. The easiest way is just to approach Shadowkeep on the map, which then will trigger the message that Miquella's Great Rune has been broken. Now, there are also other spots on the map that are further out, but this is the easiest one to cause this to happen. But before you break the Great Rune, if you're trying to do this on purpose, make sure that you talk to all the other key NPCs on the map like Hornsent, Moore, Freya, Ansbach, and even Leda. These are really important because they have their own quest lines, and just exhaust the dialogue of these characters. That way you're not missing out on really anything too much in the game. The next location that we have to go in Thiollier Questline is going to be all the way down south at the Cerulean coast. If you're confused how to reach this area of the game, I have an entire video showing you how to get every map fragment, and Cerulean coast is included in that video. And I also have another video about secret areas. They'll be linked down in the description below. Once you do arrive at the Cerulean coast, from here you just have to make your way all the way down south. Just like this. If it's your first time here, a big dragon will swoosh down and kill you. If you want to avoid that, just stay towards the left side of the map. As you approach further down the road, you'll also be able to pick up a map fragment if you haven't, because it's right over here. Stay towards the right and go past all these worms. And then keep going all the way until you see this big platform up here. Just cut across the right and jump off. You'll then see a giant gaping hole all the way over here, which is going to be where the Stone Coffin Fissure is. Just like that. Big, it's huge, and it goes really far down. So towards the southwest side, you'll see a little walkway to get down, and you're just going to make your way all the way down here. Just be careful not to die and fall too far deep, because you don't want to repeat all that again. Once you go down, you'll find this pathway here, and then go past these slimes, and you'll finally arrive at your site of grace, which is the fissure. Now, if the door in front of you is a bright yellow color, that means you didn't listen to the part of the video where I said you have to break Miquella's Great Rune. This indicates that you haven't done that yet, so you might have to go back and break the rune to come back in here for this to be opened up. If you've done so, this door should be completely opened up, allowing you to walk right through, and then you'll arrive at this amazing place and get the notification for Stone Coffin Fissure. Now, from the Stone Coffin Fissure site of grace, I'm going to show you exactly where to find the Sword of St. Trina, so just follow along with me. We're going to go down this pathway, jump here like this, get a little close to this guy, kind of work around him, up here, and jump. Get around this guy. And you can safely jump off this area without worrying about dying, so don't freak out about that. When you drop down, just make your way straight past all these guys here, and we'll eventually arrive at another site of grace. This site of grace is called the Fissure Cross, so you've made your way all the way here. Now, from this point, you're going to face northwest in this direction. You see where that big platform is and that little hill. We're going to go towards that direction. You're going to see a little pathway going down here. So make your way down just like this. And then in front of you, you'll see a little cave. You're going to walk straight into that little cave section here. And right over here is where you'll find the item, the Velvet Sword of St. Trina. And just be aware of the slime so it doesn't jump on top of you like this. Now, from the Fissure Cross site of grace, we're going to make our way all the way north until we arrive at the Fissure Waypoint site of grace. If you came out a cave that was close by, you should be further down this path, but essentially you just have to keep going north all the way down there. Kill enemies if you need to, because there are a lot of annoying ones that if you get stuck, they will overwhelm you and really hurt you. And then after all that, you'll finally be able to jump down and arrive at this site of grace. Now, once you arrive at the Fissure Waypoint, the next location we'll be heading towards is the Fissure Depths. To get here, it's really easy. Just follow me on this path. It's going to be a couple of jumping in between gaps, and there's going to be skeletons that are just rushing at you at different directions, so just dodge roll past them if you need to, and turn to the right of the slime. Keep going. There's a lot of slimes that will drop on you. And go forward through this path, and you're going to start doing some jumping again. So here's a jump. Keep going up this way. And eventually you will arrive at your site of grace, which is indicated by all these animals just chilling by it. At this Lost Grace, make sure to prepare, because the next spot we're going to is going to be where the boss fight is. Just go forward and then jump off the edge right over here. It'll be a big drop, but you'll take no fall damage. Now, once you drop down here, you may miss it, but there is a gold summon sign on the floor. You want to activate that one to get Thiollier to show up during your fight, and you can also call a summon if you want during this fight with this knight. And then you go into a boss battle with the Putrescent Knight over here. Now, the boss is always going to start running in as soon as you fall down, so you won't really have much time, so just make sure to get Thiollier up and whatever summon you need for this fight. Once you defeat this, you'll get a Remembrance drop. Then you'll see another site of grace appear. Head over to that site of grace just to activate it. And that one's going to be called the Garden of Deep Purple. If you proceed further through this little hole in the wall, you'll see Thiollier on the ground. And in front of you, you'll also see a purple flower. But that purple flower actually has someone inside of it, and that is St. Trina herself. Or don't forget to also pick up St. Trina's cookbook after the fight, which is located right over here. Now, this is where things are going to start to get confusing, so please pay attention. As soon as you walk in this room, you'll see Thiollier also here talking to himself. You want to make sure to interact with him and exhaust his dialogue. Then you're going to go up to St. Trina and imbibe the nectar. It's going to be a little weird because your character is going to die, but you're just going to repeat this step 4 times, and you'll notice the dialogue changes with St. Trina as you're doing this. After that, you're just going to have to go up to Thiollier and pass on the words of St. Trina. Keep doing this until you exhaust his dialogue and selecting the option to pass on St. Trina's words. After this, when you go back to the Garden of Deep Purple site of grace, you're then going to be invaded by Thiollier. If you defeat him, you'll get the drop St. Trina's Smile, whose item effect is Sleep in the vicinity increases attack power. This pairs very well with the weapon we found earlier. After the fight, you're going to walk back in the room and talk to Thiollier, who will ask you a question, but you won't be able to respond. And in order to talk to him, you're going to have to go up to St. Trina again and imbibe the nectar until there's no new dialogue. Then after this, you can go back to Thiollier and pass on St. Trina's words. Please don't make the mistake like I did on one of my first playthroughs of the DLC, where I just ignored Thiollier on the floor, talked to St. Trina, and then never came back here until after the game and completely missed out on Thiollier's items afterwards. After this, the next point of the game where you're going to continue this quest line is going to be in the end game. Now, in order to get to the end game, you're going to have to defeat Mesmer in the Shadow Keep, Romina at the Church of the Bud, and then you're going to reach the ceiling tree where you're going to have to burn it. That'll then bring you into to enter Ilium, and from there you're gonna make your way throughout the entire area. Now, if you did the Thiollier Questline correctly, you'll be able to summon him before a big battle with Leda and a bunch of other NPCs that you've encountered throughout the game, and you'll be able to see his summoning sign at the Divine Gate front staircase before the final boss fight. However, summoning him is optional in order to get the rewards from him. When you do defeat the boss, you will then find Thiollier's dead body on the floor, and you can go up to him and pick up his entire gear set. This also includes his weapon, Thiolliers Hidden Needle, which requires you to have Strength 10, Int 15, and Dex 22. There's one more item you need to get after this. Once you're done with that, you're then going to head back to the Garden of Deep Purple, and you're going to see St. Trina and an item on the floor, and you'll get the final item from this questline, St. Trina's Blossom, which can increase your FP by 17 points. Now that you have this questline and all the items, what was your favorite item from this questline? Let me know, and check out this video right over here.